Welcome back to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Miles Morales. You can find Miles Morales at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social medias, because that's who he is in real life. He's me.
And I, of course, am the Doctor. You can find me at Toon Velo. I'm not going to keep up that accent the whole time. I just can't. No. We have an exciting show for you today. As you can tell, it's our Halloween episode. Woo! So, we will be talking about real science from Dr. Stone. I feel like we just talked about this, but something problematic came up in the show that really bothered me. So we got in an argument about it. So now we're going to involve you in the argument about it.
That's how life works. We will also be doing our spooky topic of the month. Woo! Is this our last one?
It is.
Oh, man.
I know. How time flies when you're having fun.
I know. November is here.
That's for later in the week.
Yeah, anyway, we'll be doing a spooky quiz. Do you miss your quizzes? Well, they're back, and we're going to have a spooktacular time.
But first and foremost, at the top of the hour, we'll be talking about Fallout 76. There's been some developments and issues and annoyances. I know, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, Odell, but there is something terrible and buggy happening in the Fallout universe.
You mean it sounds like there's been some fallout with Fallout? So if you didn't know, Fallout 76 came out approximately a year ago, and it was supposed to be like a Fallout sim. Well, it's always been a sim. How would you best describe it? Like a build your own adventure with your friends, mini servers,
sandbox mode.
Yeah, there we go. I like that. It was supposed to be Fallout's like sandbox mode and cool little. It was supposed to be like full PvP action type of thing going on, where everyone in the universe isn't an NPC but another player.
Yeah,
it was essentially how it was developed in. And true Bethesda fashion, it released horribly buggy, I'm just gonna say broken. There's no reason to sugarcoat it. And things didn't work as well.
Wait. Is it a bug or a feature? Yes.
And so it got horrible reviews, backlash from the community, but some solid players, kept going because they love the Fallout universe. And now a year later, to fix all those problems, they now have a monthly subscription, Jared.
Woo! Microtransactions fix everything.
Yeah, and so not only is it not a yearly, you're right, a monthly, to feature features like, your own private server to play with your friends, things that they promised when the game was released, fixes, improvements. And so, if you actually stick around,
so they're holding major fixes hostage until you pay them further money.
Yeah. In layman's terms, pretty much.
Cool.
We could probably decorate that to be more, correct. But at the end of the day,
that's the essence.
That's the essence, and that's how the fan base is gonna feel. And the sad part, I think, is okay. If you got Fallout 76, like I hate it, it's garbage. Get my money back, or return it. Oh, remember the people who got the special edition and they're supposed to get like the army bag of stuff, and it was like a cheap duffel bag with a helmet that had mold in it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you actually stuck around, your reward for sticking with the game isn't like, here's the game and all its glory. It's like, now pay more money.
Ugh.
And, we always joke about microtransactions as a whole in the gaming sphere, but now it's getting to that point that no one actually believed, or at least I didn't believe it would get to, and now it's here, and I'm just like, who thinks this is a sustainable business model?
I mean, the companies do, obviously, because people keep buying things. It's the supply and demand, and it's just as long as people keep doing it, they're going to keep doing it.
How about this, Jared? I have a question for you. Would you do it if the game was actually good? Like it was good when it came out, and these things make it better. Would you still even entertain the idea of a monthly subscription after, shelling out $60 a year earlier?
So, okay, so my actual question, and then question for the viewers, how much is the monthly subscription?
I'm going to say between $10 and $20, so let's just say about $15, $12, something like that.
$20 per month?
It's at least 10, I know that much.
That's on par with an Adobe subscription. Like, that's insane. So I get my answer is no. Okay, the threshold in my mind, of course, is the Pokebank, and I guess hopefully Pokemon Home, where it's $5 a year. Just spend $5, Dexter. Got an argument on Twitter earlier this week over that.
$5. $5 a year is literally what, less than a penny a day?
It's nothing.
No, about a penny a day?
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, wait, that's 365 pennies. So that means that's $3.65.
So about 2 pennies a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 2 pennies a day, you can have Pokemon Bank.
Or less than 1 hour of working on minimum wage. Anywho, but back to Fallout 76. Yeah, and then like you said, having the ability to host private servers, that's something that gamers have always done anyway. That's the whole spirit behind like LAN parties. So now you're going to charge me to do the thing I could do free on my own?
I honestly feel like they're charging you to do the things we've always done free, technically, right?
Yeah.
Well, any feature in the game.
Is it a feature? Is it a feature or is it a surcharge? Yes.
You are always correct. Unless you say no, then you're just doubly wrong.
Yeah, so also another thing I heard about this was, and I admit I only read one article about it and didn't go back to fact check, was that the special all items pass crate you get with the 76 subscription, when you open it, actually erases and replaces all items you previously already had. That's right, so the new subscription that's supposed to come out and fix bugs itself comes with a bug.
Well, like we said, we haven't fact-checked it, but it's bad when we just automatically believe it. Like, it's so bad that you hear it and you're just like, yeah, like, you've been consistently this bad to where this rumor doesn't even sound like, I can't even defend it. It's like...
Today and not the Onion? Question mark?
Pretty much. And my thing is, so, with the pass, you get, like, in-game currency. So I'm just like, I don't want to buy in-game currency. And this pass gives you the in-game currency to then use. And I'm just like, I feel like, I don't know, because I don't know the makeup of the game. What if you just spent that real world money just to buy the equivalent in-game currency? Would you get more value, I wonder?
Ooh, I guess that would depend. Hopefully they've done their math, but definitely I've seen instances where it's far cheaper to buy things individually or outside of deals.
Even if this does work, and game comes like, oh, people did it. There's no way it could. The bubble would burst. People would do it, and then people are like, okay, no. If that's the case, just make the game free, and then I'll do this.
Right? Like that's a more acceptable business model. But the fact that I have to pay upfront is like upfront the full 60 is just like
yeah, and then
terrible.
Then what? That subscription base turns out to be what, more than $60 over the course of a year.
Oh, yeah.
So I've essentially bought like 3 Fallout games and got the value of none?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I guess if you're looking at doing this, you have to either be an incredibly hardcore fan of the Fallout series and or just have too much money.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But that's pretty... I don't know. Why would they do this? It's pretty spooky, and it puzzles us. Speaking of spooky puzzles...
That wasn't forced at all.
I thought it was good.
It was good. But the inflations in your voice was like, here it comes.
Well, okay, so for viewers at home who are just listening to us on the old-timey radio, tuned in FM-wise, me and Odell are in costume this week.
Oh, yeah, we are.
And so...
For our podcast viewers, in case you didn't know.
Right. And so the reason I'm doing so much emphasis this time, and the reason Odell sounds so muffled, is because he is, like he said in the beginning, Miles Morales, and I'm dressed as the Doctor, the 10th Doctor. So he has a little trouble seeing this episode. I don't even know what face he made right there. Right? He can make all the scouring glances he wants this time. Yeah, so... Any weird inflections I make, I promise it's for Odell's benefit.
Oh, excuse me. I feel like a spider jerk now.
No, it was a reasonable complaint.
Okay.
So that's right. We are bringing back the spooky quiz, or quizzes, and this time it fills the spooky obligation of the month. Additionally, for those who have probably heard or not heard, they're bringing back Adventure Time.
Woo! Algebraic.
Oh. That's
Remember I used to say that?
Yeah.
You used to say that? No, I swear I did.
Yeah.
That was a great callback.
Exactly. But it's going to be 4 1-hour specials on HBO. So the quiz will be a spooky mashup of Halloween terms and characters from Adventure Time. So I will be giving Odell and you riddles set stylistically to Witch's Brew poems.
Oh.
All the answers will be before and after mashups, as we've done previously on the show. Both the Halloween term will come both first in the riddle and in the answer. And just because this wasn't hard enough, because I know Odell knows everybody in the show, Candy Citizen number 43, he's your favorite.
Completely.
I'm going to limit the answers to, so it's going to be all characters, but highly favoring minor characters. You got all that?
All right, so can we get an example of a riddle?
You certainly can. Shrunken head and houndstooth drowned, forever box laid in the ground. Death escapes a legend told, land's true hero, hair of gold.
Huh.
Okay, right, so the example, a forever box laid in the ground, that's a coffin. And then land's true hero, hair of gold, that's Finn the human. So the answer would be Coffin the human. Easy? Yeah?
All right.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Eye of newt and dragon's gland. Words exchanged for sweets in hand. Bribes for strangers to enchant. Apple pies from elephants. And walk us through your thought process.
All right. Trick or tree trunks.
Bing, bing, bing! Yes. Right off the bat. Okay. Next one will be a little harder.
All right.
Wing of bat cut with a sword. Long night's lantern, choice of gourd. All I seek's their truth from him. Fire melts his substance slim.
Fire melts his substance slim. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm thinking. Is the first part jack-o'-lantern?
No, but you're close.
Okay.
Focus on the choice of gourd.
Okay. Pump Ice King.
Different king.
Okay.
To be fair, I guess ice can also melt, but canonically in the story, he melts.
Okay. Pump Fire Wizard.
No, just it's a before and after, so just run with Pump King.
Okay. Pump King.
Uh-huh.
Fire.
No.
Alright. Pump King. Who? Alright. Kings. Who melts?
Kings. Uh-huh. All the citizens loved him for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, okay. Crap, what was his name? Hold up. Oh, okay. Pumpkin Candy.
No.
No, okay, he usurped Princess Bubblegum.
He did. But he wasn't just the king of the Candy Kingdom.
Oh, Pumpkin Ooh?
King of Ooh.
Pumpkin of Ooh, alright.
There we go.
Alright.
Okay. Next one. Vocal cords from toad who croaks. Scythe and long black hooded cloak. Outside of time and space combined. Reality spoke from dream of mind.
Oh.
Just focus on one at a time.
Alright, let's get that again.
Okay. Vocal cords from a toad who croaks. Scythe and long black hooded cloak. Outside of time and space combined, reality spoke from dream of mind. So what's the Halloween term?
Death?
Keep going.
Banshee?
The embodiment of death.
Embodiment of death. Reaper.
Okay.
Grim Reaper.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
Now
Grim Reaper Cosmic Owl.
Close. You're very close. Along that vein, a character in Adventure Time who exists solely because he's dreaming.
That's not Cosmo, is it?
No.
Okay.
Cosmo?
Cosmic
Owl.
Prismo, that's Prismo.
It is Prismo. So now you put it together and you get...
Death.
No?
Reprismo.
Yes. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, we're doing good. Shark fin crushed while during ebb. Silky prison made of web. Banished foe to dungeon tower. Uncompromising, face so sour.
All right, one more time.
Shark fin crushed while during ebb. Silky prison made of web. Banished foe to dungeon tower. Uncompromising, face so sour.
Lemon grab is the second part, right?
Yes. Full name. Full title and name.
Earl of Lemongrab?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And the first part again was...
A silky prison made from web.
Silky prison made from web.
What makes that kind of prison?
Oh, spider?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait. Black Widow...
No, just spider.
Okay. Spiral of lemon.
Grab. Yes.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay.
I started off so good.
No,
so
I mean,
good.
Yeah. You're doing good. Okay. Black dog bark and nightshade berry. Twilight's gift is strength and hairy. First a curse to bear and grow. Plants come forth from sword and sow.
Okay. Let me hear it again. I'm not going to ask for any hints. I'm going to get this.
Okay. Black dog bark and nightshade berry. Twilight's gift is strength and hairy. First a curse to bear and grow. Plants come forth from sword and sow.
Okay.
Walk us through your thought process.
Werewolf grassfin.
Yeah? But what's his name?
Oh, crap. Werewolf. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. So close. We're so close.
What did grassfin call himself? What did he call himself?
It's a type of plant. It ends with the end of werewolf.
Werewolf fern.
Yes. There we go. Okay, this last one I'm most proud of, but it's the most difficult.
Okay.
Mole rat tear and minnow musk. Soulless body, lifeless husk. Kind in temper, weak in magic. Color cantrips, somewhat tragic.
Oh, man. All right. First one always goes over my head. Now it's time to pay attention.
Okay. Mole rat tear and minnow musk. Soulless body, lifeless husk. Kind in temper, weak in magic. Color cantrips, somewhat tragic.
Okay. I got this. All right. Hold on. Okay. Soulless husk and what?
Soulless body, lifeless husk.
Vampire?
No, but you're kind of down the right path.
Okay.
Vampires appear like they have life. They have an undead life. This is completely lifeless.
Is it the undead?
No, because again, they're ambulatory.
Okay, so this is just not moving then?
Yes.
Alright, can I get the first half again?
Soulless body, lifeless husk.
Can I get it in a sentence? Soulless body, lifeless husk.
Uh-huh. What's a synonym for a soulless body?
A soulless body, huh? The body's still here.
Yeah.
It's not zombie.
No. Think technical. Clinical.
Oh! A cadaver.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, alright. I got it. Cadaver Medaniel.
Yes. Okay, so the character is Abracadaniel, and so the answer I'd written was Cadaver Cadaniel. Yes, you just Yeah, we tied that up neatly. Nice. Yes.
Okay, full circle.
Full circle.
I like your shock and glee from me getting it.
Well, you just completely pulled it out, and it's very, very nice. Okay, so yeah, with that, we'll move right along to our final topic. Let's do little claps for Adele.
Yeah, when we get rich, you could do something like throw your phone like, nah, we're done with this.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of the clinical nature of things, like I said at the end there, Dr. Stone, the anime that celebrates science and walks us through scientific development while hiding the necessary things so that you don't make a bomb. Recently, and this is spoilerific, I think we can do it. So there were some astronauts in space that escaped the petrification. So they were going to come down and save everybody. So there are 6 astronauts. And so I think we can break this into 2 parts. The first is, on their own, they were going to repopulate Earth. No. I just have a strong... The show, I've been great with the show up until now, but this premise is completely ridiculous. So, which begs the question...
The repopulation of Earth?
Yeah.
Okay.
From 6 people. Absolutely not. Can't happen. So, like... Look, fortunately, people have already done the math for me, so I didn't need to calculate it. But so if you want to have a sustainable human population, you need, and the answer I was given time and again was 160 humans. And so this, of course, ranges acceptably from 100 to 200, and then as far as 50 to 1,000, 1,400. 1,400. Because... they will start suffering from inbreeding depression, right? Kissing cousins and all that. Like, you could not have it at all. Like, within 4 generations, they're just going to start dying from the accumulation of deleterious homozygous traits. Man, I kind of wish I could read your face, Odell. So one of the things you brought up was like, it's like, well, we can't force people to like breed a certain way. No, absolutely. If you're gonna, even with 50, even with like 100, you have to eschew any notion of traditional marriage, and you have to breed randomly. You have to breed frequently and on a prescribed path of people. Otherwise, it's all gonna fall apart. So that's my first and foremost complaint about this whole scenario where. Not to mention, and then the next episode we find out that like they almost all instantly die. So now it's only literally an Adam and Eve left. I'm just like,
Well, 2 never returned.
Yeah, so I get, who knows? 2 went off, and maybe there's a different Adam and Eve on a different island somewhere.
Yeah. 2 never returned. 2 had a child or 2. I assume. Well, there's children, but I don't know if they're all the people who left children.
I think it's 2 children from the people who left and 2 children from the people who stayed and then immediately died, because their hair colors.
And then Senku's father and the idol.
That was the exact spoiler I was trying to avoid here.
Right.
Senku's father is one of these people. I had not said that until up to this point.
Oh well, Dr. Stone. This is like episode 8.
I think this is the start of season 2.
The intro did change. It's still like episode 8.
Okay. Again, it's not really the point of the show.
Alright, fine. 2 other astronauts have some children.
Nope, can't undo that. Maybe you're editing this week. Maybe you can bleep that out.
Whatever. I ain't bleep. By the time this airs, another episode would have aired.
That's true. Okay, so... You had further points for this, or?
I thought my point was they couldn't breed that many people with 6 people, and your point was they could.
Oh yeah, I mean, they really could. Like, that's my point. Like, if you were in the survival standpoint, you would have to keep breeding as much as possible. Now, granted, again, one of the astronauts dies in childbirth because it's terribly dangerous without medical technology. I mean, it's not terribly dangerous, but things can go terribly wrong. But you would have to pretty much pump out a child every year, and like I said, you would have to eschew normal societal norms here. And then the second point,
like impregnating your buddy's daughter.
Yes, we just need to try and create a large population, that hopefully, and since it's apparently survived, which again, that's my, okay, leading up to now, the village itself is only like 100 people 4,000 years later, and I'm like, so I did the, right, it's like doing the math here, like we could generate with 6 people, ignoring all inbreeding, you could generate, what did I say, Odell, was like 2 times 10 to the 44 people.
How many people is that approximately?
Huge amount. Okay, currently we have, right, 7 times 10 to the 7 people on Earth, right? We have 7.7 billion. So 34 or 44 people, and this is, so how I did this math was assuming that every couple produces, it doubles with a generation time of 30 years for each generation, is how I came up with that number. So in theory, you, like, conservatively, you could double the population.
Okay. Oh, actually, because I started reading the manga, we got to answer why that never happened. It was a form of population control that's fairly simple. Like, if you think about it, you can figure it out.
No. Why it's so limited is because they're all inbred hicks. And that's why after 4,000 years, not a single one of them managed to develop the wheel. So this is my segue into point 2. So, okay. When I first saw this episode, I assumed they were going to land somewhere like in Tokyo, and they had all the world's technology to leap start themselves. Okay, turns out that's not true. They land on a remote island, and they can't escape. Regardless of that, they have astronauts, and yet 4,000 years later, they don't know what a pulley is, they don't know what a wheel is, or a wedge, or a screwdriver. These are the 7 basic machines. The fact that they have not advanced at all is incredibly troubling, right? Like, you know, okay, 4,000 years ago was before biblical times, and yet we have advanced from, you know, pre-Bible to quantum computing. Yet they haven't advanced. They're not even agricultural yet, Odell. They're largely hunter and gathering. I don't know why, but because you're Miles Morales, the nodding seems sarcastic. I just have to give a good chuckle at that for myself here. But you see the problem here. Like, I'm not saying they're advanced back up to rockets and quantum computing, but they should be so much further along than what they are right now.
Yeah, if you never develop agriculture, you won't have like a steady supply of food to feed your people.
Right, like, I mean, I get, which also brings up the question of how they're able to, like, have a village. I mean, I guess they might have mastered some level of agriculture, given that they have alcohol and fermentation in a village. But again, they don't know how to they haven't cultivated like wheat or grain, which is also indicative of an actual like agriculture. Miles is just silently nodding and judging at me again.
I'm not judging you. You're answering your own questions.
Well, no, I mean, it's not really a question. It's just a complaint. I think they are far below where they should be.
I can say this because I started reading the manga because the show interests me enough.
Cheater.
All of Jared's questions will be answered with appropriate answers.
No. Again, the first answer they gave for population is inbreeding depression. That's the correct answer. I don't care if they give an answer. The correct answer is inbreeding depression. But yeah, that's all.
We'll revisit this topic later.
Don't at me on this, people. Like, I will bring out my college population genetics book and throw it at you.
He will literally just throw it at you.
Just literally, yeah. I'm not talking metaphorical here. I will track you down and chuck it in your face.
I can't say much on this topic because I have future knowledge, so in the stakes of not ruining anything, I'm just listening.
Future vision. In the future, I predict Cartoon Network will release Steven Futures 1 episode a year for the next 10 years.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So depressing.
You know, at this point, if like, you know, Steven had to go to another network, I'll be for it.
Fair enough. But speaking of the future, I am the Doctor. You can find me at Toon Velo.
And I'm Miles Morales. You can find me at Older Harmon Jr.
Remember, we are also at Full Circle Podcast, FC Podcast 23.
And if you haven't seen on social media, we finally lost our Patreon. Woo! So there'll be a link to the description below. So please, you know, help us support us create content. Have a great week, everybody.